That's my name, Whithouse, that's right.
It sounds good.
This is me just doing a very convoluted pitch to Stephen Moss.
Do you know what? You can pronounce my surname and you can pronounce psoriasis. I think you should now be the BBC.
Hello. Now I am talking to Louise Jameson that played at Leela.
Okay.
Hello.
Hello. How are you?
Good. I'm tired. It's
Are you
not like
tired?
night time right now.
It is night time. You've waited a long time for this, haven't you?
Yeah. And what did you got this question?
Go on then.
How did you become an actor?
I first played Little Miss Muffet when I was 4 years old, and I was a huge success. And I really I stepped through the door, I did my performance and I stepped through the door and the door closed and I could hear all the mums and dads clapping and laughing, and I remember thinking, oh, I'd like to do this for the rest of my life. So I made a decision then.
Okay. Why is Tenko your favourite show and what make it special to you?
Tenko was my favourite show because it was written by women, for women, about women who actually existed. And even though each story wasn't actual truth, every single story was based in truth, so we had an added responsibility to do it the best we possibly could.
That's gonna be a third one now.
Okay.
Is that making sense to you? This brother. And what
Number 3.
yeah. I know. Sorry,
You're doing really well.
what is your favourite Doctor Who story and why?
My favourite Doctor Who story is The Sunmakers, because it was written by Robert Holmes, who was my favourite writer back in the day, back in the 70s. And I liked it because it was very political. It was... Go on.
Is that like the last episode where, or...
It wasn't my last episode, no. It was one right in the middle of my time on Doctor Who. It was about freeing oppressed workers.
What is the secret behind your great career?
Secret? What's the secret?
Of the career?
Oh, it's a really interesting question. I don't know that there is a secret, really. I think you just do the very best you can whenever you're given a script. You just have to do the very best you can. And if you're nice to work with, you get employed again.
Okay, if you could act with one actor again, who would you choose and why?
Could you ask me that one again, please, darling?
If you could act with one actor again, who would you choose and why?
It's really hard to choose one particular actor. I'm not sure I could.
Maybe.
Go on.
Maybe like Nick, my dad.
Maybe I could act with your dad. Maybe I could act with you.
Maybe.
That would be nice.
Yeah.
You and I could go in the TARDIS together.
Okay. Would you mind sending a message to my class at school if you can?
Sign one? I'm not sure I can sign one. It's been really lovely to meet your classmate. He's been an absolute joy all day, the youngest person at the convention, and I think he's won everybody's heart.
That's a grab my hat right now. Okay, that's all the questions.
Lovely.
Thank you
Thank
very
you.
much. And now next is some.
Can I have a kiss goodbye?
No. Anyway. talk to Toby Whithouse. Toby Whithouse. I don't know why I say Whit.
That's my name, Whithouse, that's right.
That's a bit weird.
It does, yeah. What can I say? Hello, how are you?
Okay. 5. What do you have?
Okay.
I think I did the same for the rest of my life. Anyway. So, how did you become a writer?
Before I became a writer, I was an actor for a long time, and I read a lot of scripts, and I thought, I think I could write something better than this. So I started writing a play, and so I wrote a play that went on in a theatre in London, and then as a result of that, I got offered TV scripts to write.
I actually doing the Dragon New film now. Yeah, I think you might know. I think I'm not sure, but anyway, second question: why? Which show do you enjoy writing for the most, and why?
I wrote. I had a show that was that I wrote called that I came up with called Being Human, which was about a werewolf, a vampire, and a ghost living in a house together, and I really enjoyed that. And that ran for a long time, and I enjoyed writing that enormously. But I have to say, I really enjoy writing on Doctor Who. I've written 6 episodes of that now, and I really enjoy it. And I've written for 3 different Doctors. And every time I write it, it becomes more enjoyable, and I get to come to places like this and meet people like you. So it's been really fantastic.
That is very interesting.
Thank you.
Ashley, yeah. Anyway, so if you could bring any character back to Doctor Who, which one would you choose?
Oh, that's a very good question. Well, I would say I would love to write for Louise Jameson. I would love to bring the character of Leela back, because I have to say, Leela was one of my favourite companions when I was watching the series when I was younger, and so it would be brilliant to bring Leela back.
Okay, this is maybe a hard choice.
Oh, okay.
Do you prefer writing or acting?
Oh, I really enjoy both. The thing I like, what's good about acting, is that it's over quite. It doesn't take long. It takes a long time to write a script. It can take many months to write a script, but to act in something can just take a couple of weeks or even a few days. So I like them both. I like them both equally, I think.
That might be the next one. That will be a final one.
Okay.
And this is when I first decided of I'm actually 8.
Are you?
And I about a couple of years ago, I think, or 4 or 5 months ago, or what was it? Or it's been a long time.
Yeah,
but,
I know. Yeah.
But we done something. We done the script and about the story. It sounds really interesting. A lot of people in cinema might like it. And I actually done the island of Amy Island. Hello?
Hello.
Okay, anyway, Hi.
Hi.
Anyway, now you got 5 questions again. Okay, you have written great Doctor Who story. Which is your favourite and why?
Well, of the stories I've written, I like Mummy on the Orient Express the best. But of other people's stories, I think I like The Pandorica Opens, which was Matt Smith, wasn't it? Where he got trapped in that prison. Do you remember that one?
Yeah, I actually know that thing.
It's a good one, isn't it?
I think it's a long time.
A long time ago.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
it
think-
was.
Yeah, anyway, now, this is when you need a essay from a photo, and I'll tell you the question. If the photo appeared now, how would you escape it?
I think I couldn't escape the foretold. I think I'd be doomed. I think I'd have to... How would you escape the foretold? If
Well-
it appeared? Have you got a plan?
Pretend this is the photo. You might not see what thing, but think what you might want to escape
Well,
of.
I think if I only had 66 seconds left to live, I'd probably just play the spoons. Because I cannot think of a better thing to spend my last 66 seconds doing. Just play the spoons
I know.
with all my heart.
I know.
What would you do?
About
Okay?
you pretend this is a photo and this is you, and he gets to you,
Yeah?
and you are back from there,
Yeah?
and you can escape.
Oh!
And then 60 seconds will end. Maybe we could do that.
You mean I just run away from him and then the
Yeah,
60
you could
seconds...
go
Well,
left
I mean,
or right.
no one's
and
thought
go
of
on
that.
the table, and then he try to get you.
Well, yeah, this is it. He might, if I'm still away from him and 66 seconds come, he might go like that, and he'll go, "You win," and disappear, and I'll go, "Yes." I think it's worth a go.
Anyway, the photo killed. Check whatever. Anyway. Sorry.
I think that's a very good plan. I'm going to try it when that happens.
Anyway, that is actually a myth. And
It's a myth. No, the foretold isn't real. Obviously, I made it up in my head, so you don't need to worry. It's not going to happen.
I know that. Anyway, I'm writing a script to make into a film that I'm already doing.
Good.
What advice could you give me to make it brilliant?
Oh, I don't know. Don't be afraid to make mistakes, because making mistakes just means you're going to be better the next time.
Yeah.
So if you make a mistake, think that's fine, I'll just do it better the next time, and then you get better and better and better.
Yeah. If you could write for any actor, who would you choose and why?
I would write for Benedict Cumberbatch, who plays Sherlock. This is me just doing a very convoluted pitch to Stephen Moffat to get me to write for Sherlock. I'm hoping that he will see this and give me a job writing for Sherlock.
Okay.
I think there's a subtle thing in there he might pick up on if he sees this, hopefully.
What advice could you give my classmates about writing if you can?
Okay, my advice about writing is never stop yourself from having ideas, because when you're a child you're filled with ideas and you're filled with silliness and you're filled with mad thoughts, and then as you get older adults say to you, stop that, that's silly, don't think like that, don't talk like that, and you get more sensible. And I think it's very important to keep hold of that bit of your brain that is silly and thinks of silly ideas, and that's where a lot of creativity comes from. So don't be afraid to stay silly, and that's my advice.
Okay. Thank you
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Okay, Gary Russell next.
Hello, Alex.
Hi.
How are you? Have you had a good day?
Wonderful.
Yes.
Yeah. I think you look at it like a bit too much, maybe.
It's my best side.
But anyway, now here is 5 questions again.
Mm-hmm.
What drew you to Doctor Who?
I like Doctor Who because it's just a huge amount of fun, and I like having fun. Fun is good, and the Doctor is a really good hero, and I like heroes, and you can look up to the Doctor and you think, I want to be like him one day. So that's what draws me to Doctor Who. I like the Doctor. He's a lovely man.
I like the 11th Doctor.
Yep, he's good, the 11th Doctor. What do you think of the 12th Doctor?
I'm not really sure, but
He'll grow on you. He will grow on you.
where did you get the idea for Prisoner Zero?
Well, Prisoner Zero is an exciting adventure series about 2 children, and they're caught up fighting an evil set of baddies who want to rule the universe, and they get their friend Prisoner Zero and they join together, and it's all about bringing down the evil government that runs the universe. And the idea from that came from all sorts of different things, really. Everyone we met, everyone we talked to, we kind of thought everyone's a bit evil, so we wanted to bring them all down. If you look around, everyone's a bit evil. Never trust anyone. And so I thought it would be good fun to make out that everyone was bad. They're not really bad. Everyone's actually really very nice. But it's much more fun to pretend they're very evil. And you go, oh, if that person was evil, what would they be like? And so you want to stop them. You want to stop them from being evil and make them good again, which they are really at heart, honest.
Because they're actually actors.
Yes, absolutely. They're pretending to be evil. Nobody's really evil.
That sounds a bit of Power Rangers.
It is a bit. It is a bit like that. Actually, you're absolutely right.
A
A little bit. Just a little bit.
There's nearly 2 Power Rangers or what? Anyway. What is your best memory of editing Doctor Who magazine?
Oh, my favourite moment of editing Doctor Who magazine, I think, was choosing what we used to put on the front cover, because we used to have, excuse me, lots of lovely pictures, but to find one that could go on a front cover and look very, very good if you were holding a magazine where you're holding it there, but also if it was way over there and you'd be able to see it, you had to have a really good, very striking image for that front cover. And so that was always my favourite bit, choosing that front cover picture.
Okay, now I do have magazines, but I call them Friday.
Mm-hmm.
But I just like to say that for some reason. I don't know why.
Well, that's all right. You don't have to have reasons.
Anyway, I don't like to the rest of my life. Calm down. What is the most important thing to remember about writing stories?
Oh, that's a big question. That's a big question. The most important thing about writing stories is to enjoy yourself while you're doing it. If you love writing, if you really get a big kick out of writing things, that's it. Get a big kick in and really do it. Really enjoy it. And never ever give up. Never stop. Never think, oh, I finished this now, that'll do, I'll go and do something else. If you love writing, you just want to keep going and keep going. And that's the best thing about it.
Okay. Can you send a message to the Doctor Who fan at my show if you can?
Absolutely. Hello, all of Alex's friends. He's absolutely brilliant at this asking question stuff. He's very good. You should all listen to him and let him ask you lots of questions as well. It's been a pleasure talking to you, Alex. It really has. And enjoy being at school with him. Take care.
Russell and Toby Hadoke.
Hello. Hello. Thank you for pronouncing my name correctly.
I did the impressions, you know.
Well, that's to your credit. That's more than the BBC do, you know.
I don't have to wreck my life.
You've already beaten the BBC, so well done. Good. Yep.
I'm sorry. What inspired you to write Muff and my Doctor Who stuff and my section show my science through writer?
Well, for those who don't know to what those refer, there are a couple of stand-up comedy shows that I did about Doctor Who, and a friend of mine once gave me some very good advice that said, always write about what is true. And because I was writing about Doctor Who, I thought if I just write about Doctor Who, people that don't know Doctor Who won't get any of the jokes. And I spend too much of my time doing jokes that nobody gets. So I thought I'd make a change, and I thought, well, I'd write a show that people who'd never seen Doctor Who could understand, but people who had seen Doctor Who would enjoy. So I wrote about myself and my life, and how important Doctor Who is to it, and tried to make it funny. So so it was about bringing my own experiences to stand-up comedy.
Okay, you actually have this question again.
Okay.
Now let's go to two.
One and then two. I think that's been done before, but it's fine.
Anyway. Sorry. Now, what is your favorite Doctor and why?
Who is my favourite Doctor and why? I think my favourite Doctor is the second Doctor, Patrick Troughton, because, and I think a lot of actors would answer that question that way, because I think he was such a good character actor that he created this part who was this sort of wild pixie, and he flirted between being very funny. He's very funny when he needs to be, but he's also very dramatic when it needs to be. And I think the best script and acting and writing in Doctor Who is always when they get the comedy and the drama balanced absolutely perfectly. We're going to do number 3?
Yeah. Before I do that, there are some problems from films. Lots of films. They have continuity error and continuity. I talked to you about continuity. I think you might know. So people, friends, blah blah blah. Sorry. Continuity. That means pretend there's that five-star thread got crashed, and then the company went away, and then it's not there.
Well, do you know what I've just done? I've just given this interview a continuity error because I've taken my scarf off. So the eagle-eyed viewer will go, hang on, he had a scarf on, question number 2. Well, question number 3, where's his scarf gone? So we've just got our own continuity error, as if to prove the point.
Anyway,
You didn't do so much punching when you were talking to the other people.
I'm just playing around. Anyway, you might laugh. Now I need to talk properly. And continuity error, I meant something that was there and not there and there and not there ever again.
Yeah, there's lots. There's lots of the. There's some of those. If you watch some of the old Doctor Who's, they have continuity errors. That's part of the fun.
That means we are not getting continuity or continuity error. I need to do my point. Anyway, sorry, this might take 1,000 times. Then, blah. Anyway, if you could act alongside any of the actors in Doctor who would you choose and why?
Ooh, that's an interesting one. Well, I did Patrick Troughton as my last answer, and he seems to have been a very fine actor. But I'll tell you what, Michelle Gomez, who plays Missy in Doctor Who, I had the pleasure of interviewing her on stage last week, and she's rather eccentric. I didn't quite know what she was going to do next. And I would find that quite interesting as an actor, because if somebody gives you something that you're not quite expecting, it suddenly means you react in a way that maybe you didn't expect, and then you do something that's quite exciting or funny or different. So I wouldn't mind having a go with her, but I would also be a bit scared too. But that's fine.
Okay.
I love the fact you just looked to see if there was anything more interesting out of the window.
Anyway, I get this sometimes. Not much.
Oh, I totally understand.
But I'm growing. I'm growing. I'm growing to 20. Blah blah blah. Anyway, that's it. Your Who's Round interview has been epic. Do you have a favourite interviewer?
My favourite interviewer is you, because in the Who's Rounds, I am the person that does the interviewing, and I've interviewed about 215 or 16 people that have been involved with Doctor Who. There was an actor called Brian Croucher who was a lot of fun, because I met him after lunch. So he was in a very good mood, and I did enjoy that. But I quite like the process of I've interviewed people from Doctor Who who've never been interviewed before, and I quite like the process of finding somebody that's never been interviewed before, and chatting to them and hearing new stories. You know.
Now, the number 5 is when you have something that you gonna be answered to me.
Yes.
Is that animation blah blah blah. You have raised awareness about psoriasis. Why is this important to you?
Do you know what? You can pronounce my surname and you can pronounce psoriasis. I think you should now be the BBC. Because it's a very confusingly spelled word. I have a skin condition called psoriasis, which makes me look like some sort of awful lizard monster when it's at its worst. And I've had it since I was very, very young, and I've been in hospital with it and all sorts. And so because now there are, out there in the big wide world, there are 7 or 8 people who know who I am, because I've done a couple of footnotes in Doctor Who's history. I am able to talk about psoriasis and raise awareness about it, because it's something that people feel very sad about, because it can look very bad and people feel a bit shy. So I try and make it so that people who have it don't feel shy, because they can't help having it. And if me telling a couple of bad jokes about psoriasis means that people go, oh well, God, I mean, I've got this terrible skin condition, but at least I'm not him. They might feel slightly less self-conscious and bad about it, and also maybe people who see people with it might understand that actually it's not, you can't catch it from somebody. It's nothing to do with whether people are clean or not. So it's just helping to spread understanding about something that people don't really know that much about.
Well, Mum, Kate, or Marion, Mum just like to be Kate for some reason, but Mum do have the psoriasis on her feet. But do you have the psoriasis on your? Anyway, I'm talking to Mama. Anyway, now here's our last one, and yeah. Okay. What message would you like to send to the Doctor Who fan at my school if you can?
I will send a message to the Doctor Who fans at your school. Well, the good news is, I've been a fan of Doctor Who since as long as I can remember, and the good news is, I think Doctor Who teaches you that anything is possible. It's a show about the vast and infinite wonder of the universe. So however much you like Doctor Who, if you enjoy writing, you can write your Doctor Who stories. If you enjoy drawing, you can draw your own Doctor Who monsters. If you enjoy acting, you can act in your own Doctor Who universe. And even if it's not a particularly creative thing, Doctor Who is about time travel and science, so you can understand science. So it opens all sorts of avenues to you, and is a very exciting and creative thing. The bad news is, if you do get into Doctor Who and enjoy it at a young age and carry it on through to adult life, this is your future. So, what Doctor Who giveth, Doctor Who taketh away. Enjoy.
Well, some of the Doctor Who are 12 age at me. Had to watch something that did PG or U. Does that make any sense? Anyway, there are no more scripts. That means thank you very
and
much.
well done and
Toby
brilliantly
the
asked.
second, because there are 2 Tobys.
There's 2 Tobys. I'm very much the second.
So I don't know.